Canon are fucking morons, and I'll tell you why. So, a couple of years ago, we decided we want to make YouTube videos, my dad and I. So, we went out to get some cameras. Actually, we got one camera, which is a Canon camcorder. I think it was the HX GF60 or something. Or the G60. It can do 4K 30, which is not good enough for what we're doing. So, we were using the 1080p 60 function of it for when we're moving around, and that did all right, but I got rid of that, and instead we were left with EOS R50s, which had just come out and were supposed to be the new great thing. These can only do 4K 30, and they have a limit for how long you can actually do that for, even a limit to how long you can record 1080p 60. And no, it's not the tiny ass batteries, which is also a problem. It's actually because this camera, you see that? There's a warning for heat. Yeah, these cameras have a heating problem, or more specifically, a cooling problem. What does this mean? Well, it means that if you use any of the higher recording modes, you are limited severely to like 20 minutes of recording 4K 30 on this $800 camcorder body, which is literally just this. You can't even record with this yet. You have to get an additional lens for another $400. If you want to go cheaper, you can, but you're kind of shooting yourself in the ass with that. But yeah, so zoom lens, this is probably $400, and the camcorder, $800. It cannot shoot 4K for more than half an hour at maximum. This probably only ever lasted a half an hour for recording 4K video, and that's in a pretty cool environment. So like 69 degrees, 70 degrees in this house usually when we were using these, and this couldn't shoot for more than a half an hour at the top end. Sometimes it didn't even last 20 minutes at 4K, and it won't even record 1080p 60 indefinitely, even if you have the little AC adapter, which I don't have in this room with me, but there's a little AC adapter that actually plugs into the battery. It has a battery-shaped plastic mold thing that sticks in here and like acts as a battery, and then a little flap-out thing right here, and that's where the cable that comes out of that battery goes to the AC outlet, which is really stupid. That is super dumb, but they did it and it seems to work. But the heat, the cooling issue does not work. That is a big giant problem. And it apparently is a problem for all of their cameras, except for the camcorders. The problem is they don't have any camcorders that are newer than 2019. They can do 4K at all, but they do have a camcorder that can do 4K 60. It just turned 8 years old. No, wait, it turned 7 years old this year. Yeah, the GX10 was their first 4K camcorder for consumers. And it probably would work. It's just 7 years old, so no one has one. And my dad's pretty worried about the warranty, so yeah, we're probably not getting one of those. And that looks like it would work. And it looks like the only thing that could work in this situation. But it's 7 years old. Now, sometimes old stuff does work. So before I continue showing you the other cameras we have, let's talk about why don't we go for a slightly old professional camcorder, like an actual professional one you can change a whole bunch of stuff on. Well, the problem with that is the way you use them, you have to change all that stuff. You have to change the white balance, you have to change the focal point, you have to change the exposure. You have to do everything manually to make anything look good. At least for the ones that we tried. We tried the Panasonic XC1500, or maybe CX1500, I don't know. There's a 1500 and a 2000, and we got the 1500 from Panasonic, which is from, I don't know, like 2018 maybe, and the UI was trash, but I mean, that's figures. The problem was, nothing looked good. The video just looked trash. It could do 4K 60, and it seemed to have active cooling with an internal fan, which is awesome. And the mics could record at 24-bit PCM, which is amazing. These can just do 256 kilobit AAC, which is kind of bad. It could be worse. It could be AC3. But the Panasonic could do freaking PCM, which is raw audio basically. It's the best it can get. And the mics were pretty freaking good. The problem was the video was just trash. It was just so bad. I recorded one video with it and it was unwatchable because there was just massive amounts of noise everywhere. It just looked absolutely awful, and I have no idea what their business was calling that a professional camcorder. Because yeah, it technically was a camcorder, and yeah, it technically had the settings that you could use to make it look a little bit better, but it was just trash. It seemed like an equivalent to this thing, which is an eBay scam. Like, yeah, it could technically do what it says, but it does it so bad that you're never actually going to use it for that. So it was just useless, and it cost us $1,200. Which, yeah, for a professional camcorder, I guess that's good, but it's not professional if it can't do it. So, we sent that back in a couple days. It took us a couple days to realize that that thing was just trash. The battery was pretty good though, 43 watt hours. But before that, we had these Sony camcorders. Now the only reason I'm using one right now is because I have literally nothing else to use that isn't trash. And even this is kind of trash. It can only shoot 4K 30. And the battery situation is absolutely awful, with the only good batteries that don't shut the camera off randomly are made by Sony. And they're $200. Suck a big one. So, yeah, but this camcorder at least doesn't overheat, and it can shoot for a good while on the large battery. You just can't. It's an off-brand battery, so you can't run it for more than like 4 hours without, or more than 3 hours without charging it, or else it'll just shut off the camera when it runs out. It doesn't even save the video that you're shooting if you're shooting a video. It just shuts off the cameras and corrupts the video file. Thanks, Sony. So, yeah, that wasn't going to work. Also, this can only shoot 4K 30, and the 4K 30 that it does shoot, like, you can see me. You can't tell that I haven't taken a shower. Actually, you probably can, but like, you can't see any of the pores on my face. So I really wanted that, because, and the colors this camera puts out, they're not good. They're bad. And having two bad camcorders really doesn't do it for us. So and the only good thing about this is it shoots in PCM. But it doesn't do. It also has a 5.1 surround sound microphone, which actually does have that many microphones in it. But it doesn't shoot PCM 5.1. It'll only shoot not AC3 or not AAC. It shoots AC3 5.1, the worst of the three choices they could have made. And they probably did it so they could put Dolby Digital on it. Of course, they were probably paid to do that. But that's still a really bad idea, because, well, now it's even more compressed audio than the AAC. So that's horrible. So we want these camcorders gone. But, you know, we bought other cameras. Once we figured out that the EOS R50s just overheated way too quickly and couldn't do 4K 60, We bought, I think it was the next tier up, which had a bigger body, so hopefully wouldn't overheat. That's the Canon EOS R10. It's a lower number, but it's actually a better camera. And these are not camcorders, which means video is pretty much an afterthought, except these are the only things that are available now, so they have to do the thing. But the problem is, even though this can shoot 4K 60, it shoots a crappy 4K 60. What it's doing is doing a crop thing, which makes the video worse. And the video wasn't very good already. It was just passable already. So making it worse, that's just uncool. And, well, I'm not really willing to tolerate that level of bullshit. And it still overheats. This camera still overheats. That's what we were trying to fix from this. We're buying these so they wouldn't overheat while recording video, and these can't even do that. And these are probably 30% more expensive. Absolute bullshit. And of course we got two of them, and we're stuck with the two of them. Because by the time we realized this, our return period was up. And they still went off the same shitty 7.5 watt-hour batteries. That's going to be a big problem in a second. So, we've had these for like a year. Yeah, we've been stuck for a year on this problem. That's why videos haven't come out lately, because we don't have anything to make them with that's decent. So, what did we do? Well, a couple of days ago, I tried to convince my dad to get the GX10, because it looked like the only thing that did what we needed it to do. It's just 7 years old, and that's a little bit too old for us. Because that causes a bunch of issues like warranty stuff, getting parts, getting new batteries, getting just stuff to do the thing with that camera. Getting all the additional stuff you need to run the camera didn't seem like it was going to work as well as a new one. So, and they didn't make a newer one. Usually they would iterate them, but that's the first and last one they made. Thanks, Canon. So, what did we do? Well, instead, we decided to blow twice as much money on a single camera that we thought would do everything that we wanted. It can do 4K 60, and it's not supposed to overheat. We got a Canon R8. Now this thing is upwards of $2,000 without a lens. This lens was upwards of like $400 again. I think this one was even more. It doesn't even do everything we need. So we needed to buy another adapter to use one of the lenses we already have. And even that's probably gonna not work because, I don't know, lenses are stupid. But anyway. Initially, this thing shot incredible video. I shot a test video and it was absolutely incredible. You could see all of the details in my face, which you probably don't want. I do. And it's just absolutely incredible. Doesn't work. For the same goddamn reason that these don't work. The fucking thing still overheats. You see that? This isn't a trick. This isn't the Canon R50. That's still a heat label. On the R8, this is a almost top of the line camera that is definitely half video focused. And it overheats if you shoot for more than 20 minutes. What the fuck? Also, the problems don't end there. It shoots at an acceptable bitrate, and it works with the cards we already have, which is good, because we didn't want to buy any more shit. But it uses the same tiny-ass batteries. Now, it was fine for these ones, because at least they would last maybe an hour before you had to replace them, and they're small enough and easy enough to charge where you can have a bunch of them and swap them in and out if you want. There aren't really any options for bigger batteries. But you wouldn't really need them unless you bought this camera. Because this camera, I kid you not, when it heated up, which I realized like an hour ago that it did, I had to stop my recording. But before I did that, I realized that this battery that I just charged is almost empty already. This battery only lasts for like 30 minutes on a single charge in this camera. That's trash. Canon, what is your fucking problem? I don't think there are any easy solutions for this problem. But they need to make a solution, because this doesn't work. This is a brand new, expensive ass camera that can only shoot video for 30 minutes on battery. And even if they fix that problem, they have to put a fan in this thing because it overheats. Now, we've been trying to solve this problem for a year. It still isn't solved because Canon doesn't know how to make fucking cameras. Canon, you know, make a camera that isn't shit. Okay? Make a camera that doesn't overheat for no reason. Make a camera that has an internal fan, like every camcorder, that can shoot video, like this one. It's not even that loud. The microphones won't even pick it up. Just fucking do it! Also, put a fucking bigger battery in it. I'm so sick of not being able to do what I love because companies that exist now suck shit for a living. Canon, fix your fucking bullshit and stop sticking your foot up your ass, your head up your ass, and your ass up your ass. Seriously, if any of you guys have any suggestions for ways to fix this problem that isn't literally putting a fan on the back of this ourselves, or putting a fan across from it, blowing at this that blows out the mics, please do let us know. Or if there's any other camera that we have not tried yet. Because I've told you all the cameras we've tried, and they all have problems. So we need a camera that can shoot in 4K 60, and that its video quality isn't dookie shit, that can shoot for more than an hour on a single charge of its battery, and that it has a upgraded battery option that you can put in if you want to, that can shoot on this type of card. Can't see it. God damn it, Sony. This is why we don't want these cameras. But yeah, we need to be able to shoot on that type of card. We need it to shoot at an acceptable bitrate above 150 megabits, or 150 megabits or higher at 4K 60. And it should not overheat. Oh, and it needs optical image stabilization, of course. That doesn't suck. And it needs to be, well, this isn't really a standard, but it needs to feel like a camcorder. It needs to zoom like a camcorder. It needs to, well, I mean, of course, you could, it's manual zoom is fine. This does it and it seems to work. This just can't zoom far enough. Look at that range. That's dog water. That covers like just the starting point for if you want to record a video. That's like what a camcorder would start at. It doesn't go further than that. It zooms a little bit. You can't zoom into anything. What we need is a camcorder that can do all this stuff, and those just don't seem to exist anymore. So please, if you guys have any ideas that can help us, please do leave a comment or contact us somehow. Email, not email, sure, you can email me, but I might not read it. Freaking message me on Discord. Anything is better than dealing with this dog shit of a system. This is so bad that I don't even want to do YouTube anymore sometimes. It's just such a pain in the ass, and there doesn't seem to be an obvious solution. We just keep getting cameras that don't work, that don't do what we need them to do, and for really stupid ass reasons. It's like the people behind these things don't know how to design them properly. They need to go back to camcorder school. They need to go back to Canon school. They need to go back to optics school. They need to go back to frickin' basic physics. No, not even this thing overheats, and this thing is a scam. Canon, fix your shit. Sony, fix your shit. Panasonic, stop branding shit camcorders as professional. And, yeah. Anyone watching this, please suggest something. This has been iRantRedux, another iRantRedux, and I'll see you all when this problem is solved. Because I don't want to make anything worthwhile until this problem is solved. Because I don't want to look back in 5 years and see a whole bunch of shit videos because my camcorder is shit, my cameras are shit, and nothing works. Things need to work. If you found this funny, subscribe. Yeah, fuck it. I'm just gonna end the video. Thanks for watching.